Hello once again, this is James and welcome to my training videos. Today we are going to continue looking at relationships, and in the previous video we looked at a one-to-many relationship. This time around we want to look at a one-to-one relationship. In this type of relationship, a record in one table can only have one matching record in the other table. This is ideally used when a user wants to break up a table which may have many fields so that they don't clog so much in one table. For example, we have employees and the cars they drive. Let us look at this and we see how this is done. So in this case, we shall have our two tables still, the employee table and the more details table. When you open the employees table, you notice that it has several records, quite a number of them. If you go to design view, as you see, there are quite many. So adding on more will make it hard for viewing. But you notice that it has employee ID or EID as the primary key. So if we close this, we go back to more details table. We also open it up. We notice that it also has a number of continuing fields in addition to the ones in the employees table. So if I still go back to the design view of this table, you notice that it also has EID or employee ID as the primary key. So how do we relate these to create a one-to-one relationship? So I can save this if there are any changes made, and we can go to our database tools as usual, just like previous in the one-to-many relationship. We click there. We go to relationships. It will ask us to show the tables which we want to relate. Since the employee table has the first information pertaining to the employees, we'll start with it, putting it on the right. Remember, you say the table on the left. The table on the left is the one which is the leading table or the deciding table, and the second table is the dependent table. So click in it and we click add, go to more details, click add and close. So we shall have our two tables. This time round you notice that all the tables share the same primary key. So simply drag this primary key or this EID to this EID here, and notice down here it says the one-to-one because they are sharing the same thing. We shall enforce referential integrity to make sure when one updates, another updates as well. Then we create relationship. So notice that it says one-to-one, not one with an infinity sign as it says in one-to-many. So you are supposed to save your relationship to make sure it sticks. Then you click close. So when you come back and open up our employee table, we can say, let's say E1, E1, then we tab ICT 1197 date is not quite proper. Now be engineer, date of joining on 1/2000, salary, allowance, net salary maybe 6,000. Then we put another one, can say E2 let's say how works in marketing 5 D90. She's female, sales rep, sales salary maybe 3, date of joining D5 206, and salary maybe she's 3, and she gets 5. This is 3 5. Okay, now notice that I made the primary key the same, that's why it's complaining. That can cause a lot of problems to data use entry, so you keep out for that. I mean, you watch out for that. So these are now the 2 entries which we have there. The adjoining table of we could close this and open the more details table. We could try to say E1, then district of origin maybe blood group O, M, maybe transport, Subaru. Then E2, maybe she comes from up. So that group A plus female, maybe she has so that could happen. E3, have E3, so if you do something like that, you notice I'm trying to put E3 and it's complaining because there is no E3 now in the employees table, something of that sort. So this one is supposed to give a continuation, and you can't continue to do anything else until when this information is actually filled in. So you're supposed to have E3 in the other table. Without that, you can't. And remember, a primary key can't be left empty. So that's where you can stop. What you only have to do now is to close this, say okay, then yes. Now you go back and open your employees table if you want to make any amendments. So if I click here, it will show you now that the more information which is related to James from blood group O, or marital status M, and with his Subaru as the means of transport. If I come back to this, you notice that she doesn't have this. I didn't feed it in. As I was trying to fidget, for example, it could be fidgeting and you enter wrong information. That's where the database now shows its integrity, the referential integrity, showing you that you can't mess up information unless if the required information is filled in both the corresponding tables. So I hope this helps you to understand what a one-to-one relationship is and how it works. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video where we shall discuss the many-to-many relationship.